cord, intern.
Oh, let's drink. I'm fucked today.
Well, I'm Larry. Again, this is John.
No, I am not John. How dare you insult John like that?
Oh, yeah, right.
He would murder millions of kids to be as pretty as I am.
This is Whiskey Helps. And today we are doing a Scotch. As far as I know, this is our first Scotch.
No, we haven't had a Scotch yet. You guys haven't tried a Scotch. You've tried bourbons, whiskeys, rye whiskeys, Irish whiskeys.
Flavored whiskey.
That's not real whiskey.
But it is a flavored whiskey.
And that's it. Yeah. This was my idea, by the way. I got tired of them trying bottom shelf garbage. Trying to step it up a little bit, get a little more class. So today we're going to try one I've never actually tried, and it is a cheaper. Is it a single malt? Yeah, single malt Scotch called Glen Moray. It was $36 after taxes. It was $32.99 before taxes. It was $36.01.
You know it's expensive when it doesn't leave the price on.
I tore the price tag off. I don't like price tags.
Well, there you go.
It comes in a fancy box. Not really fancy. It's just cardboard.
Yeah, it's not.
The bottle looks neat.
It does look like kind of looks like a smaller bottle sitting on top of a normal bottle.
If you would like to read the taste we're going to get out of it.
Oh. Here we go. The taste of this is a wonderful burst of spice hits the tongue, combined with a refreshing lemony citrus tang as the taste develops a rich caramel sweetness with traces of cinnamon comes to the fore. The finish is smooth with soft oak and honey, sweetness lingering gently on the tongue. The spice continues to tingle and dark chocolate flavors develop to give luxurious texture and a fitting finale to the elegant whiskey. Port cask finish.
A Glen Moray classic, selected from the finest American oak barrels and finished for 8 months in port pipes. Whatever port pipes are. Apparently they were established in 1897. The Glen Moray distillery has been producing single malt Scotch whiskeys, which is whiskey without an E, in case anybody was wondering. It's W-H-I-S-K-Y. Since the 19th century, from Elgin, the capital of Speyside, Scotland's most famous whiskey region. It is distilled and matured in Elgin.
Oh, you don't have the rest.
The craft of producing this elegant and well-rounded single malt has been passed from generation to generation, ensuring the legacy of the Glen Moray distillery continues. It is 40% alcohol by volume, or 80 proof.
Yep.
I'll let you open it. Why are you sniffing a cardboard box?
Because I was wondering if it was going to be a lot like a vape box, where you get that smell in the box. Really curious.
I would hope not, because then that would mean that the whiskey was leaking out. Oh, it comes with a neat little cat with their family crest.
Oh. The smell. Smells really good.
You can definitely tell it's a cheaper Scotch by the smell.
Oh yeah, no, definitely cheaper Scotch. Like y'all can talk all the shit you want.
It's a bottom shelf Scotch. Like, I don't care if you love this brand, it is considered a bottom shelf Scotch.
In comparison to, I don't know. I'm not a big Scotch drinker. I mean, this is probably the second or third Scotch. You can take it. The first one was fine. Probably like the second or third Scotch that I've ever had. Period. I've tons of bourbons, tons of whiskeys, but Scotch has always been a little bit more expensive, and never really wanted to buy it.
It's definitely different. You're not a big fan.
I wouldn't say I'm not a big fan.
It's different.
It is different.
I can't figure out why. You have an initial burn that you're like, oh god, this is going to hurt going down, and then it doesn't.
You know, what it leaves on the tongue is very smooth and, like, unexpected from a whiskey of any kind. Usually you still have that, like, I need to cleanse my palate, and this is very, very rewarding with that.
But as soon as you get it in your mouth, it burns and tastes like a normal whiskey. like a bourbon almost.
I'm not gonna lie, from a bartending standpoint, just like pouring this is
Yeah.
very comfortable in the hand.
Oh, is it?
Like even from the top of the bottle, below the little thing, all the way down, very.
And once again, it's a unique bottle style. It's another reason I was drawn to it when we were shopping today.
Still wouldn't put it. It's definitely one of my favorite bottle styles, as far as its
But
shape.
tin cup still wins.
Yeah, tin cup is definitely the top. But you want to know one thing that's interesting is Scotch is usually just a flat thing. You usually don't mix it with stuff.
No, you don't.
So, in spirit of not mixing it with stuff, let's get the tin cup.
I want to do a half shot.
I mean, I'm gonna pour the full thing.
You son of a bitch.
You can do whatever you want to do. Okay. It's a little harder.
You got twist, remember? Yeah. For the record, tin cup, in case some of you all are wondering, is so far one of our favorites that we've tried, other than our usuals, which would be Jameson and Jack's. It was so good that Tony, we call him Two Fingers, he come on that episode with us for a little bit. He actually went out and bought his own bottle to have at his own house. Well, his parents' house.
He is looking for his own place, so
Yeah,
there is that.
he's also still young, so it makes sense.
But in the episode we did with Tin Cup, we talked about starting to try all the whiskeys in this. So you might as well try the.
Pour you about half to 3/4 and then let it set for a minute. Let that tinny taste kind of get in there. See if it changes it any.
Definitely changes the.
I do have the website pulled up if you want to look through it or want me to look through it. But I feel like we got a lot off of just the bottle and the box itself, which is good.
Well, from a review standpoint, it is great to be able to pick up your bottle and be able to tell everything about your company. And on the back, it has everything in here from color, the nose, taste, and finish of that whiskey. So if you're ever curious on it,
And they weren't wrong.
This is always good.
It was pretty spot on. They're what they
I
have.
mean, I didn't get any chocolate, but I'm not a big dark chocolate, so maybe that's where I went wrong.
Let this one, when you take this shot out of this one, or your next drink, your next real drink out of the bottle or out of the glass, just straight, let it set for a minute on your tongue before you swallow. Switch it around a little bit, get it to open up.
But besides this, in good old Scotch fashion, we can do this with the rocks, as usual. And I have these nice glasses. Oh, they probably can't see it, but you can see a little bump in it. And it comes with ice spheres. The reason that this is
Broken and spilled. That is a party foul, and
I'm not licking the tail.
John would probably punch you right now. I kind of want to punch you for spilling scotch, but it's not. After that, full.
We'll try this one more time.
You want it all the way full, just about 3/4.
I did half a thing. So, as I was saying, it allows you to keep it moving.
Without it set at the very bottom.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's supposed to not water it down as much, but that never really happens.
This is on the front page of Glen Moray's website, crafted with expertise perfected in Speyside. Our single malt whiskey has been distilled on the banks of the river Lossie.
Ooh, not the vape.
Probably pronounced that wrong. It's Lossie since 1897, just outside of Elgin, one of Scotland's oldest towns. In its long history, the award-winning Glen Moray has been distilled in time-honored fashion, by hand, never rushed or forced, always in balance, steady, and with care. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This consistency and dedication is truly characterized by Glen Moray's people. In its lifetime, the distillery has known only 5 distillery managers. Holy shit.
So since the 1900s?
1897, they've only had 5 managers. The math doesn't add up.
These people are living to a ripe old age of a lot.
Know-how, myths, and trade secrets pass through generations to ensure every drop has the same light character as the last. They have quite a bit of information here.
So I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the smell has changed. So there's that. But
I'll let you read the next little section here, so that way maybe people can't understand with my list.
that is different. I left some in there so you could try it too.
Okay.
So I'm just reading
Yeah,
this part.
yeah.
Glen Moray
The
is
smell is-
available in a range of ages and vintages that will appeal to new malt drinkers as well as connoisseurs looking for something a bit more special. What were you saying?
The smell has definitely changed a little bit. For the record, we did wash this out after last episode, so there's not any tin cup in there. There shouldn't be.
Yeah. Being in the Lach au Moray, the distillery benefits from the region's milder climate, as it is afforded protection from the, appreciate it, some mountains that I'm
That
not even going to
definitely
attempt
changed
to sound that out. The distillery's geographic location and also sitting in a hollow below the water table means that the warehouse has the perfect conditions to allow for the Angels to take more of the share of our whiskey than they will of others.
Pause right there. Do you know what they mean by the angel share?
No.
Angel share is what they typically in the brewing, especially whiskey community, is what evaporates while it's in, I'm pretty sure while it's in the barrel. What evaporates and just goes off into the atmosphere is what they consider the angel share. As well as they have the devil share, which is what is inside the oak barrels. Like I think Jim Beam has a devil's cup, which supposedly somehow they squeeze it more out of the barrel.
No. I thought that was the one we did, but no. It is called Devil's Cut.
That's where that term comes from.
We use ex-bourbon barrels sourced from North America to mature Glen Moray, and these produce a whiskey with rich and spicy characteristics.
It does have
These casks deliver a superior product that has a smooth and well-rounded taste. I don't disagree with most of that. It is a very smooth and very...
It's a different kind of whiskey. This is a little more refined. Honestly, I would put it slightly above a Jameson Irish whiskey. I know their Scotch and whiskeys are supposed to be a little bit different, but you know, when I think of top shelf, I don't think of Jameson. Like to me, a top shelf isn't a Jameson.
I don't know.
Like maybe the black barrel, the single malts.
I think Tullamore is supposed to be a higher shelf, and
But where would you put this compared to Tullamore on the shelf as a bartender?
well, Scotch is always a hard place to put it.
It's
because
definitely a
even
bottom shelf. Scotch.
Even bottom shelf Scotch is still technically above a whiskey because of it's a Scotch. You can sell Scotch at a higher price because
It's Scotch.
it's Scotch. That's what you do with the Scotch. So it's hard to compare it to a whiskey, especially in price. In flavor, it's pretty much all the same because it's whiskey, Scotch. The only main difference is Scotch from Scotland. Pretty much the main difference. Bourbon's from Kentucky and whiskey is from wherever the fuck you want to make it.
I disagree with him on that because I know a little bit more about whiskeys and bourbons and stuff like that. We will have to do an episode on what a whiskey is, what a whiskey without an E is, single malt versus blended versus single barrel. We'll have to do
See,
an
that's
episode.
just getting more complicated than it needs to be.
No, but I want to do an episode on that. So
Either way, the natural form of drinking Scotch on the rocks.
mine's on the rocks. Yours is chilled.
Mine is actual rock.
The ice has definitely toned down the curl back you get when you smell a whiskey. You know, the kind of bite you get in your nose.
I don't know, it's definitely a lot different
It's a lot smoother.
this cold.
You don't have as much of a bite. I'm assuming the water does that.
Probably.
Oh, that's going off in your glass. I'll have to take it.
I didn't think you would.
Well, it's different. Guarantee it's different.
Oh, wow. That's way harsher. Like, there's just like, it's
I
more of the
disagree.
bite and less of anything else.
I disagree. Maybe I had most of the water. I'll have to try it again in a second.
Oh. But in Larry fashion, I'm going to, mix it with good old Sunny D. Y'all are going to crucify us for mixing this shit, but...
I don't condone any behavior you're about to see. I am forced at gunpoint to do this. The mixing of Scotch.
It was his idea.
Why I did it by the bottle.
I don't know, I'm more intrigued because...
See, I disagree with the bite. I completely disagree. This does not have as much of a bite for me.
Does not?
No,
It does to me.
Way smoother,
Oh, yeah.
has a different flavor profile. It's colder. It's not activating as many as your taste buds, so it's more like water. Also, Or my friends, I'm an alcoholic because I can't taste whiskeys.
Yeah.
But because I'm being forced to, I'm gonna mix it with a Coke.
And in Sunny D fashion, this tastes good. I love Sunny D. I love my whiskeys, and this actually tastes good.
See, I'm not a big fan of Sunny D, so I've had it a couple times.
Yep, even the second drink tastes good. I'm down with that.
You're down with that?
I'm down with that.
You're down with the clown?
I'm down with the sickness.
It just tastes like a whiskey and Coke. But also, I can't tell the difference between like a Jack and a Coke and a bottom shelf whiskey and a Coke and apparently a Scotch and a Coke.
That's
Tastes
fair.
I'm gonna get a second drink.
I won't be rude this time, even though you don't like Sunny D.
I gotta try it.
See, to me, every time you mix a whiskey,
You're doing it now too. You're adding an X and a T in there for some reason.
Yeah. It just smells like a flat Coke.
That's what it tastes like. It's a flat vanilla Coke. Like a flat watered down vanilla Coke.
It's exactly what it tastes like. It's like a flat vanilla Coke. There's nothing fantastic about it. If you like your if you like your flat Coke, then there you go.
This tastes like Sunny D. So it's not bad.
I'm big on this. Like, I was shocked the first time that I mixed Sunny D with a whiskey and it actually tasted good. But I think it was Old Crow that I did it with, and it tasted good. And it tastes better.
It wasn't Old Crow because I was here for the Sunny D episode and I wasn't here for the Old Crow.
I don't remember who it was. It might not be up there. There was a bottle that we did that
I think it was
I've
Knob Creek.
lost. No, Knob Creek did taste good with Sunny D.
You done like 2 episodes that day and I was here for them.
Yeah. No, we did 3 that day.
Yeah, it was 3.
I'm not upset with that.
I will say that the Sunny D and my strawberry ain't something good. But it's still not bad by itself. Like, I don't know what to say about it because to me it's a bottom shelf Scotch. You know, it's not super good, but it's better than most of your mid shelf and lower shelf whiskeys.
Yeah. But at the same time, I've had tons of whiskeys that are better than that. I've had whiskeys that I'll take on the rocks. On this though, not big on it with ice.
But also, then again, it's a $30 bottle of Scotch.
Yeah.
And that was at one of our local liquor stores. They did have a different lineup for some of their bottles. They have Elgin Heritage. They have the Classic Collection, which they've got I think 5 bottles of it. They have Classic Single Malt, which is not what we got. They have Classic Sherry Cask Finish, which is not what we got.
Elgin Classic.
They have Classic Port Cask Finish, which is what we got. They have Chardonnay Cask Finish. They have a Cabernet Cask Finish, and they have a peated single malt whiskey. I bet that one's really good. And I have notes here of all the different flavors and notes, but we're not going to get into that.
Like I've said in other episodes, if you guys have a suggestion on what you guys want us to try or who you want us to bring back on the show, just put it down in the comments. Let us know. We'll go out and buy it. Because, I mean,
if we have access to it, we'll get it. If not, we'll find a way to get it.
Yeah.
Then they also have the Elgin Heritage Collection, which they have a Glen Moray Fired Oak.
That one sounds good.
It looks a lot more like a standard whiskey. It looks like it's aged 10 years. The Glen Moray 12-year-old single malt whiskey. They have a 15-year-old single malt and an 18-year-old single malt. Hey, it's legal. 18-year-old's legal.
They're not legal to smoke anymore.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if in other states. I know in Tennessee now it's 21.
Is it 21 to buy cigarettes now?
Yep. 21 years old, buy cigarettes.
Didn't know that now. New laws. Doesn't apply to me, though. Didn't they have...
We're old.
What was the name of this one? Elgin Prestige. I'm assuming it's their highest one because it comes in a gold-looking bottle.
Speaking of that, the liquor store that I talked about in one of the other episodes has huge variety. And in the variety, they have locked cabinets. Glass cabinets that you can't open without the key, of course. Unless you know, whatever. But in those cabinets, they have $400 or $500 bottles of whiskeys, bottles of Scotch, bourbons, all sorts of different things in all these cabinets. I would love to be able to buy a $500 bottle of whiskey and try it.
I would too, but that would have to be an episode when we hit when you guys, not we, somebody's helping out, when you all hit a subscriber goal or something more than 50, we're John's gonna have to chug a thing.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then, yeah. It's still recording. Yeah. But anyway, the Glen Moray Mastery. The bourbon cask matured Glen Moray from the 1970s adds a complexity and vintage oak character with port finished whiskey from the 1980s. It brings a sweeter characteristics of spice. So it is super old. That's what, 30 years? 40 years? Almost 50 years age?
Mm-hmm.
I bet that one's really good. But also, I don't have a price on that. Feel super dirty for having a Coke and Scotch. Mind you, this might get cut out. I don't know. I watch another YouTube channel. I don't know if we should. Can I say the name of it?
Yeah, no, of course.
It's a YouTube and Twitch stream called Critical Role, and they had a Talks Machina, which is where they talk about the previous show. It's a D&D podcast. Kind of nerding out a little bit here, but and they got so much shit because somebody sent them like a 24-year-old single malt Scotch. Like a fan sent that into them, a bottle of Scotch. And two of the cast members didn't know that's what it was, and they're not huge whiskey drinkers, apparently. So they went ahead and mixed it with an RC Cola. The fan base went fucking. We're just getting too hot.
Yeah, just like normal Whiskey Health Standard, our fucking camera decided to stop recording magically. But what we were talking about was
the fan base went
Yeah.
fucking nuts. I said freaking nuts, but it went fucking nuts
Yeah.
on two of the members. It was Matt Mercer and I believe Taliesin Jaffe. And they were pretty upset that they went and did a and mixed this super amazing Scotch with an RC Cola. So that's why I feel super dirty doing this. I don't remember what else we talked about, but we are big nerds, me and him both, like nerds. We both enjoy video games, and I enjoy playing D&D. Not so much on DMing, but I'm getting there. And we're wanting to do a channel, or upload videos to this channel of it. He's currently working on an entire setup to record and edit all of our gaming stuff, so look for that in the future.
Oh yeah, no, it's taking so long to do, because I mean I've been working on my computer for like a few months now, trying to get it to where it'll run, like it'll run a game, and it'll run a lot now. It does really well now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, a lot of help from him. Some of my other friends have helped. So I have the computer set up now. So now we're just trying to figure out how we want to do like D&D and Pathfinder and stuff, like how we want to record that. Because we've seen Critical Role and some other D&D episode like shows that are on YouTube or Twitch or something. So we have a general idea of what we want to do. It's just getting the stuff to do it. Like you can tell, we need a new camera.
We need about 3 of them to do D&D at minimum.
Yeah.
But
So we are working on that, so keep an eye out for that. And like I said earlier, if you have any suggestions on whiskeys, or since we're already talking about games, or a game you'd like to see us play, or a drinking game that you've made up yourself that you want the rest of the world or the 42 people that watch this show to see, let us know. Tell us about it in the comments below. And as usual, I'm drunk. This used to be John.
still will be John. He will be back.
This is